First Look wasn't the only convention to go to over here. On Sunday the 3rd of October we actually went to a different one, didn't we, Mark?
Oh yeah, we did, Seb. After having seen some new stuff, we just had to get a retro fix too. Luckily, that Sunday, there was a retro convention being held in Apeldoorn. Together with Seb and Custardo, another YouTuber and a longtime friend of mine, we went there to check it out and spend way too much money.
Yeah, well, one of us had trouble holding himself in at least.
Just a little bit, but there was just way too much neat stuff there.
There were a lot of great things to be had for sure, and some very unique and unusual items were on display. So let's talk a bit about the highlights that we spotted and got on camera. Mark, why don't you start off with that object which you want to decorate your garage with?
Right, the MAME cabinet we saw there. These are important Sega cabs modded to run MAME on a 486 CPU. They offer different models, and for around €600 it's a nice deal for the hours of entertainment such a cab can give. I'd really like to get one of these, or a custom build one for in my garage. Now all that's left to do is persuade wifey to feel the same.
I'll be sure to come and check it out if you do get one. There were also some TVs with built-in consoles, which look great in my opinion. Do you remember me talking about that CDI TV I've never seen in the wild before? Well, I have now. Of course we forgot to shoot some footage of that. However, we did put this one on film. I never knew that even existed, but here it is. A Sharp TV with a built-in Super Famicom. Very cool.
Speaking of Sharp, they also had a black Sharp 86000 on display. Amazing computer systems with great arcade ports. I'd love to play some shmups on that system. Unfortunately, they are quite hard to come by and are not the cheapest to collect for. Some even go as far as to call it Japan's Amiga.
Whoa, get a load of this, Mark. It seems they have a ton of Odyssey 2 stuff over here too.
Oh, you mean what we in Europe call the video pack? Wow! There's that homebrew Spider-Man game running on a special French RGB enabled system called the Yo Pack, which has a great picture quality but a different design. It is compatible with the Plus standard though.
The French actually have a lot of consoles that have RGB output instead of inferior, composite or even RF. A good example is the Atari 7800.
Yes, I've got several of those systems, but only the French one has RGB out, and it sure looks great.
Look here, it's a service test cartridge allowing you to diagnose your video pack, even when it's not showing any picture. It's a new version of an official non-published Philips product. Unfortunately, these don't work correctly on any NTSC system yet, like the Odyssey 2.
This G7000 model has been fitted with switches to simulate various hardware faults that the cartridge will be able to detect and display on the single-digit display.
It also comes with a sprite editor, which could prove very handy for homebrew developers, but you'll definitely need a manual to go with it.
Quite interesting Magnavox and Philips equipment. Just look at this black 7200 model. I thought they only came in white.
Yeah, great stuff. And take a look at this, it's an unreleased multi-cartridge. Currently available multi-cards use tiny dip switches, and this is way ahead of those as it features a menu listing all the available games in browsable pages. Mark, could you show that you can select a game by moving the joystick and pressing the fire button to run it?
Okay. By moving the joystick on the controller up and down, you scroll through a list of games on screen. By moving left and right, you flick through pages. Pressing fire will load and reset the machine ready to play the selected game. By pressing the button on top of the card, you'll go back to the menu.
And while you're at it, be sure to show the search function, one of the most advanced features in any multi-card that I've seen.
Man, I really like this. KILL. A great game of killer bees. What's this number, 51? Or no, 52, right? This is the unreleased Mega card, and this is the creator. There's even more games and hardware coming out for the Odyssey 2 video pack than when the system was still commercially available. Hey, I see they have a stack of original orange dual-screen Donkey Kong Game & Watches.
They do seem a bit overpriced.
And they're not in the best condition.
I don't even like them that much.
No, they're actually quite boring, despite their legendary status.
There was also a lot of great Commodore stuff to see, like this laptop without a screen, the Webbit.
I've got one. It sucks. Hey, a working C2N tape deck, and a working Amiga 500. Only 20 euros?
It's definitely worth that price at least.
Drool, a complete Commodore 64 setup.
And there's this crazy amount of MSX systems stacked on top of each other.
They've all been modified by Boss and Ditta. Up to 512 megabytes of RAM, faster CPUs, custom BIOSes, durable PC disk drives. They have turbo switches that enable the MSX to run at 7 MHz or even faster. This guy in the green shirt is Boss. He's responsible for all this.
Right. That's what you get when you have a huge MSX fan along.
Hey! This is actually a board game that was recently shown on some YouTuber's channel. I forgot.
It was Bib's Game Room, I think. Tanuki KGA actually did a video on it too a long while ago.
I didn't expect to see something like this anytime soon.
You could also find some Vectrex stuff. They also had a bunch of homebrew games for that. Another system that gets more games released for it now than back then.
Oh yeah, great system too. Wish mine were working.
I'm sure you'll be able to get it fixed sometime soon.
Oh, I hope so. Well, these were the highlights that we caught. Of course, there was a lot more, and everything was spread over 3 holes actually.
Most were, however, the usual suspects. Let's just say that if you want to beef up your sports game collection, this would be a great spot to go shopping.
Yes, a lot of very common items. Some of the prices were rather high though.
Was there anything you really missed, which you would have liked to see more of?
Well, I was actually hoping to find some Atari 7800 stuff, but there was little to none. Finding it online is very hard, since you usually end up finding 2600 stuff because of the backwards compatibility. Getting more 7800 specific games over here in Europe seems to be quite hard. How about you?
Well, I would have actually liked to see some more CDI stuff, but there was very little of that too. We did find that one collector, but he didn't have too much of interest either.
Yeah, funny how some of these collectors work. He didn't care about an obvious dead timekeeping battery, just as long as he had the system.
Yeah, there seems to be this real divide between collecting and playing. It's funny to hear the different sides converse with each other too. Hearing someone complain about a high price for a box when he just wants to play the game, and then hearing the seller giving a bit of a disgruntled, "Oh, you're a player." It's pretty funny actually.
Sam and I really had a marvelous time visiting this retro gaming fair. It's something that not happens a lot in the Netherlands, and we will no doubt have other amazing adventures together. Yeah, if you click here below, if you click here below, you can actually view the pickups video I did about this fair a bit earlier. And well, Seb, perhaps you have something else to add as well.
Well, not much to add, since I do believe that most important things have been said already. However, I do like to emphasize again that it was a lot of fun to be just with another YouTuber out there and meet up like that. Yeah, great stuff. And do look forward to some more amazing adventures of Mark and Seb, since we do want to do some more stuff together. First things we want to actually do is go to the Bonami Retro Gaming Museum, which is actually the organizer of these little conventions we have. The little they are mostly organized by the Bonami Museum. They are all over the place in the retro scene here in the Netherlands. So yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you click here, right here, yeah, then you would get the same effect as clicking here. Absolutely nothing, since I don't have a pickups video to place here yet. That one will come up later, hopefully this week, but really I don't have that many pickups, so I need to combine it a bit with something else. So until next time, guys, see you later and take care.